What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today it's part 2 of the Silver Strike bowling project that I picked up about 2 months ago. Now, this thing started off life as a full-size arcade cabinet with a CRT and a marquee, but it was cut down into a pedestal. And you know, some of these conversions are good jobs and hack jobs. And in the previous episode, I talked about ways to kind of tell the difference between the two. But now it's time to refresh this thing and bring it up to the standard that all cabinets must be brought up to before they can come down into this arcade. Let's go ahead and get started right now. So I'm going to start by removing some of this old wood that's left over from when this thing used to be a full-size cabinet. Now, one of the halves of the piece that I cut out had a ground bar attached to it. So here I'm just removing it from that piece, and I'm going to resecure it on the side of the pedestal. Hey, Fox, watch your head. Now, to remove any evidence that this thing used to be a full-size arcade cabinet, I'm going to have to modify this control panel slightly. So I'm going to start by removing all the security screws that hold down the plexiglass and this little metal angle piece on the very top. Then, of course, we're going to take out all the controls, including that HAP trackball. Now, with that plexiglass protector removed, it's amazing what kind of shape this control panel overlay is actually in. And at first glance, it looks really good. I thought about just maybe keeping it, but upon further inspection, you're going to see a few signs that maybe this isn't worth saving. It looks like there's some rocks or grime that have been stuck between that protector and the overlay itself. Of course, the grime all around the trackball. It's going to be better just to go ahead and start fresh and just remove it completely. So let's take out the 4 screws that hold the trackball in place. Go ahead and make our modification, which is going to require breaking out the saw. Well, that took forever, and the only way to really get every last bit of adhesive off of this control panel was to break out the goof off and a Scotch-Brite pad and just go to town, working on this thing back and forth, scratch it up, wipe it off, scratch it up again, and eventually you'll get every bit of it off. Trust me, it's going to be worth it when you put on that overlay. You don't want anything underneath, and you really want this thing to adhere properly. To be able to put new T-molding around the entire control panel, I'm going to have to cut a groove on the very top portion of the control panel that I modified. Ooh, beautiful. Laser straight. One final rub down with some alcohol before it's time to apply that brand new control panel overlay. So here I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to mimic the brand new pedestals that you buy from Incredible Technologies. They all tend to have white side panels on either side of your control panel. So I just bought some white vinyl off Amazon and applied it in the same way that I did the control panel overlay. With the pedestal now in the arcade, it was time to give the coin door some much needed attention. So I gave this a lot of thought. I went back and forth. I know that I could have probably just serviced the stock hat trackball and called it a day, but I thought I've gone this far. Why not just go ahead and get a brand new one? They're available. Why not? At $140, it's a bargain, I guess. But since this is the main controller and the whole thing, why not? So out with the old, in with the new. And before we call it done, we're going to go ahead and do a couple PC upgrades. We're going to swap out the 128 megabyte RAM for 256. And we got to replace the cooling fan that was basically non-functional. The connection to this modern HD TV was made pretty simple with a DVI to HDMI cable I picked up on Amazon. Yes! Awesome. I think that did it. Yeah, I think that did it. Yeah, now we're not all stretched out. Oh, yes! There it is. Awesome. So 55-inch TV. It's like having a 44-inch 4x3. Oh, awesome. Nah, that looks great. Yeah, it looks great, but it's definitely missing something. I wanted to add a marquee to really make this thing feel like an arcade game.
For the game.
Which I disagree with. I can't agree or disagree with this. What is it, 30 plus hours? Somewhat. 30 plus hours. Well, you don't have to simply get it down so his work is like some meated jujitsu move. No, I don't. Where you say, hang on, you know all about this as well. You say.
Mounting the marquee box to the wall is made simple with a French cleat that I just painted black. To have the pedestal and the TV and the marquee turn off and on with the flick of a single switch, I just installed the power strip that I bought off Amazon and screwed it to the back of the pedestal. And just like that, it's done, and it's awesome. I love the way that this thing turned out. It was definitely worth the money spent on the new trackball, the new artwork, the new buttons and lights, and taking the time to fabricate a marquee to go over the TV. It really just kind of ties this whole thing in. This is something that definitely gets a lot of play, even though I've only had it up and running for a short period of time. If you've got your eye on one of these pedestals, don't be worried, don't be afraid. It is something you can absolutely tackle as long as the PC functions and as long as the wiring is mostly there. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You have a blessed day, and I'll see all of you next time.
Looking for some accuracy.